Hey guys, and welcome to our latest player rankings reveal. Who's up, who's down, let's find out. My name's Paddy, filling in for Matt. Here we go. Firstly, to the losers this week, and the big slider is Dušan Tadić of Ajax. He came in at number 3 last week and cannot hold on to that position this week, despite scoring in the win over Utrecht. Yep, it's tough around here. Another to have slipped, this time out of the top 10 altogether, is Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich. He did score too, this time against Eintracht Frankfurt in the win on Saturday, but of course our ranking system takes into account the last 5 games of form, and his poor game against Leipzig on December 19 is starting to punish him, especially while others continue to impress. And now to the winners, and there is no bigger one than Mohamed Salah. We'll reveal exactly how many places he's risen in the rankings, but given how important he's been to Liverpool rising to the top of the Premier League, it's certainly deserved. Additionally, we have 4 new names in the top 10. One whiz kid from PSG and one superstar from Tottenham. But without further ado, let's get into it. At number 10 is one of those new entrants, Thiago Alcantara of Bayern Munich. Thiago led the pass count on the pitch for Bayern in a fantastic performance that really set up that win we mentioned earlier against Eintracht Frankfurt on Saturday. He's going to be super important come the second half of the season. Bayern have not impressed, consistently at least, across the first half and need a lot more if they're going to track down Borussia Dortmund at the top of the Bundesliga table. Joining him as a fresh name on the list is Christian Eriksen, who had 2 fantastic games as Tottenham surged over Manchester City into second place on the English Premier League table. 2 goals and 1 assist as Spurs hit 11 goals over 3 games gets him a place at number 9 on our rankings. And that's now 8 goals and 9 assists this season alone. At 8, we have our biggest loser of the week. We mentioned him earlier, Dušan Tadić of Ajax. Yes, he did score, but such is the competition on our rankings that even that can't stop him sliding 5 spots. And his spot in the top 10 in general is now under threat. Over to you, Dušan. We have another fresh face at number 7, and it is Kylian Mbappe of PSG. He now has 13 goals in 12 league appearances this season, which is incredible, and hit the winner in a man-of-the-match performance against Nantes on Saturday. As we mentioned last week, Neymar's place in the top 10 was lost after he went on an early break. If you don't play, unfortunately, it will cost you your spot in the top 10. But Mbappe has stepped in the Brazilian's absence and thoroughly deserves his place in this week's rankings. At 6, we have another that falls down our rankings, perhaps again a little unfairly, Antoine Griezmann. He scored from the spot in Atletico's hard-working win over Espanyol, having 4 shots on target and dropping back to find plenty of the ball as Espanyol made it super hard for Atleti to build any sort of attack. That being said, as we mentioned, it's fierce competition around here with the rankings, and as a consequence, his place slips a couple of places this week. The same goes for our man at number 5, and I promise you, it's our last hard luck story of the week. It's Ousmane Dembélé. He did open the scoring for Barcelona in a 2-0 win over Celta Vigo, but it was the only shot he had all day, and indeed he struggled to find much of the ball, which is why he was subbed just before the 70-minute mark. Still, despite some doubts about his application to training, Dembélé is certainly in a rich run of scoring form, 4 goals in 10 games to thoroughly deserve his place in our rankings. At 4, we have our 4th and final fresh face, Heung-min Son of Tottenham. Yes, he's hardly short of informed teammates himself, but no one has shone brighter than him over the past few matches. 5 goals in 3 matches, as well as an assist. You can see exactly why he is where he is on our rankings. It seems like a long time ago that there was any doubt whether the £27.5 million Spurs paid for him to Bayer Leverkusen was anything but good value. Spurs are certainly going to miss him when he jets off to the 2019 Asian Cup. Now to our top 3, and in the bronze medal position, it's none other than Eden Hazard of Chelsea. No one will dispute that he's played some incredible football for Chelsea since joining them in 2012, but this current run is up there with the best of his career. A sublime footballer on his day, it feels like every day is Eden Hazard Day at the moment. He hit his 100th and 101st goal for Chelsea in the 2-1 win over Watford, and wants to join the names like Terry, Lampard and Drogba as being Chelsea legends. We might argue he's already there, and he thoroughly deserves his place at number 3, 2 spots up from last week's position. Now to our number 2 and our big mover. Yes, you've guessed it, it's Mohamed Salah. He's up 5 spots to number 2 on the table, courtesy of 2 assists and 2 goals in his last 2 games for Liverpool, as they've given themselves some great breathing space on top of the Premier League table. Salah now has 6 goals in the last 5 games, so it's clear why his star has been on the rise in our rankings for some weeks. Liverpool are building some massive momentum, and Salah is absolutely pivotal to that. While Virgil van Dijk and a few others aren't too far away from making this top 10, the fact is that Salah is the only one from Liverpool, which really shows how even that squad is. That being said, there's no disputing who the king of Anfield is. It's Mo Salah. Now to our first place, where things remain unchanged. Take a bow, Lionel Messi. Where do we start that hasn't been said about the diminutive Argentine genius? Yes, he didn't back up the 3-goal, 2-assist game he had against Levante in the before last outing, but he still found the net on the weekend and still retains his place at number 1 on our rankings. He now has a well-earned rest, with Barca not back in action until January 6. We'll certainly miss him, but he has the distinction of finishing 2018 as our clear number 1. I'm sure it means a lot to him. Thanks for joining us again. As I said, Matt will be back in the hot seat for next week's show, but in the meantime, let us know. How did we go? Where did we go right? Where did we go wrong? Who would you like to see as number 1 in 2019? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for joining us again.